we are hoping that this year, start with the opening prayer. Thank you. You're welcome.
The opening prayer.
I am impressed with the high-powered delegation that you have brought to meet Nananom. This indicates the importance you attach to the job that you are doing and the importance you attach to Nananom of EPA here. I am making a humble request to you, and the request is that you realize this room is now filled to capacity. Look at where we have MU over there. We would have wished to make you more comfortable if this place was big enough. Our registers are hanging around. We have an office complex with assembly everything at Aseduya on the Mampontin Road. It's near completion, but we need 5 million Ghana cedis to complete it. And so I'm making an appeal to Liaison Group for the mining the forest reserves. I'm making an appeal. Yes, my forest is affected. Forests in other areas are affected. We are giving funds from time to time to develop our area. And this time around, I am appealing to you, if you can, donate 5 million to this house or part of it to enable us complete this complex so that we can have more comfortable space when we move there. It's in Kumasi, it's not far from here. And one may ask, if you do that, what about this place? This place, we have plans for this place as well. But we'll be moving there because that place is more complex with offices and a bigger sitting capacity. So that is my request to the chairman and the executive director of EPA. I know the water resources, you are here. Minerals Commission, you are here. Mr. Sachi Ransford, you are the chair, right? And so that is my appeal. If you can help us get that money to complete the building. Thank you. You're welcome. Ochenhene, who is representing my vice president here with me, regional presidents of various houses of chiefs, Nananom, board chairman of EPA, executive director of EPA, other officers of EPA, executive director of Minerals Commission, other officers of Minerals Commission, executive director Water Resources Commission, or its representative, Executive Director, Forestry Commission, or its representative, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to welcome such high-powered delegation of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the Minerals Commission, Water Resources Commission, Forestry Commission, and Nananom to this meeting to deliberate on this national canker called Galamsey, illegal small-scale mining in this country. I am also happy because this meeting is long overdue, but it is better now than later. I am happy also because I strongly believe that if Nananom are included and empowered in the fight against Galamsey, we can be assured of more effective results. Illegal mining has resulted in environmental degradation, including deforestation, soil erosion, pollution of water bodies and rivers, contamination of soils and underground water, among others. Illegal miners also use toxic chemicals and heavy metals, including cyanide, mercury, sulfuric acid, and lead, with resultant negative effects on the health and health of others. Executive Directors of EPA, Minerals Commission, Water Resources, Forestry Commission, Nananom, the phenomenon of illegal mining in Ghana is no more a nascent problem. It is now a vast, complex, and multifaceted challenge, and it is assuming a growing national character with tremendous and negative impacts on the environment, public health, social and economic life. Galamsey is contributing to climate change, Nananom, and its negative effects on agriculture, which is the main source of revenue or livelihood for most of our population. Today, Galamsey is competing with our farmers for farmlands. For the first time in so many years, we learned Ghana is unable to meet its domestic and international demand for its cocoa because of supply constraints. A number of the companies processing cocoa are either operating under capacity or shutting down until supplies improve. Severe weather has now become an everyday phenomenon in our dear country. Dry seasons are prolonged, rainfall is now erratic and unpredictable. And when the rains do come, they result in floods because of the sheer volumes and runoff. Cocoa production, food production, and fresh water supply have been negatively affected, and our farmers are getting poorer by the day. The effects are many and devastating, and we cannot sit unconcerned. As chiefs, we are doing our bit to minimize the illegal mining activities and its impact on our subjects and our citizens. But we know collaboration with the government will strengthen our hands and make us more effective. Existing land management regulations are almost step-sized chiefs in the management of lands, administration, and mineral resources. And this needs to change. Chiefs are custodians of the lands and should be actively involved in the management of land resources. Also, we are closer to the action. Nananom, a stitch in time, they say, saves 9. We can no longer deal with illegal mining with kid gloves. The illegal miners are growing more and more emboldened and more sophisticated to the extent of challenging security agencies. We are rearing cops that's the baby tigers, which may come to devour us in the very near future. The fight against illegal mining is urgent and must be treated with the urgency it deserves. Nananom, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is our hope and expectation that this meeting should eventually lead to a solution. To succeed, the fight against illegal mining shall be devoid of partisan, political polarization, and all political parties should take a stand against illegal mining. There should be mobilization for support against illegal mining across political, civil, religious, and social strata of our society. We should involve all stakeholders, including religious organizations, civil society organizations, traditional authorities, political parties, etc., etc., etc. The strategy should be comprehensive and must deal with all aspects of the problem. We must deal with the kingpins and not just field operators. Thus, this meeting should help us to achieve our aim. 1. We should identify and map up areas most susceptible to illegal mining activities. Solicit and foster host community support against illegal mining. Strengthen regulatory institutions and tighten regulatory control activities. Monitor and regulate community mining activities. Create more acceptable alternative livelihood opportunities for the youth. Define how to report illegal mining activities discreetly. Engender the formation of local, regional, and national coalition of forces against illegal mining. Provide logistics and other resources to support the fight. Define the definitive timetable for implementation. This is the only Ghana we have, the only place we can truly call home. Each one of us, as Nananom, did swear oath to serve our people and communities. There can be no better service than protecting and preserving the environment for posterity. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to protect the environment and should not fail them. Fortunately, we have almost all the agencies with a national mandate to preserve the environment right before us. So together, the fight must be won. With these remarks, I welcome you all to this meeting and hope for an exciting and insightful deliberations. Thank you for your attention.
I bring to you greetings from my sector minister, Honorable Dr. Kwekwe, the Minister for Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation. It is also important to note, Madam President, that we are here today on a working mission. We sought, and respectfully so, the permission and the privilege to interact with Nananom via this noble and august institution. We are most grateful, Madam President and distinguished members, for your attention. It gives me pleasure, then, to be here with my lieutenants, ostensibly to discuss with Nananom on this important issue of illegal mining activities plaguing the country Ghana. You all recognize the importance of the minerals extraction industry and its economic impact on the country. The mineral extraction industry alone significantly contribute to about 37% of exports and 8% of the GDP of the country. The industry is also known to create decent employment, especially for the teeming youth in Ghana. However, minerals extraction can and it is actually leading to negative impacts on our country and, more importantly, on the biophysical environment that contains livelihood in this country. It is a fact that mineral extraction can and should be mined in an environmentally sustainable manner, but we are not seeing so. Fundamentally, minerals extraction, and for that matter, natural resource exploitation, is plagued with numerous challenges, one of which is the concept of resource scarce. Another is the conflict when it comes to resource allocation. Who gets what and from where? These challenges can lead to negative impacts on the national security architecture and also lead to grave environmental degradation. And today, Nananom will bear me out that the global climate change phenomenon is so engrossed with nations across the world, with developing countries like Ghana suffering the most, even though we are the least emitters of greenhouse gases. So with illegal mining on our hands, we only, and I repeat, we only tend to add on to the adverse effects of climate change. We do know that governments upon governments have taken steps over the years to initiate several policies and programs in an attempt to curb illegal mining activities and to prevent environmental degradation and pollution, including the use of the military and other security apparatus to fight against the menace. But we seem not to be winning the war as it's been emphasized or we so desire. So this encounter, Nananom and our president, is to solicit the wise ideas, the wisdom from Nananom, the custodians of our lands and of our natural resources. Give us what it takes to help us as state institutions to deliver on what we are so targeted. Nananom, mercury and other substances that are inimical to human health and to the environment has always been mentioned. It's important that we take a trip back to history and see what is there. In 1993, the colonial masters of the then colony Gold Coast passed the mercury law to ban the use of mercury. When our ancestors, our forefathers, or our forebears were doing artisanal small-scale mining, the use of mercury was banned then. 56 years on, precisely 1989, under PNDC Law 217, the use of mercury in small-scale mining was legalized in this country. PNDC Law 218 went on further to legalize small-scale mining. Unfortunately, the matching regulations that would have seen to compliance of the rules and regulations that to support the use of mercury and that of small-scale mining was absent. And so we had on our hands illegalities in that industry. And so now we are where we are because as a nation we have not taken the bold step of regulating that important sector of our extraction industry. But we cannot throw our hands in despair. As we've been mandated by the Constitution of Ghana through Article 36(9) and that of Article 41K, we have the onerous responsibility to make sure that whatever industry, whatever ventures that are being carried on that has or has the potential of affecting the biophysical environment are regulated. And so, Nana, I'm happy to say that Act 490 of 1984, that brought into being Environmental Protection Agency, and its enabling legislation, LI 1652, the Environmental Assessment Regulation of 1999, are being looked at critically and seriously. I'm happy at this point to let Nana President and members here to know that Osajefo Yochenle had had the opportunity and the privilege to chair EPA board, and his contributions are there to be seen. A very remarkable one, and it had been one of the cardinal principles and the guiding principles throughout our activities. Based on some of the suggestions that were made during his time and others, the President of the Republic, through the Cabinet, has approved the complete overhauling of the EPA Act, and as I speak, it is before Parliament under certificate of agency. Parliament resuming, God willing, we shall have Environmental Protection Authority. That will take care of most of the gray areas where EPA is spearheading the protection of the environment, and for that matter, illegal mining and other environmental offenses and crimes will be dealt with strictly and accordingly. Madam President, at this point, I would like to employ this August House. This House represents fathers of the land at all the four corners of the country, so we cannot run to any other institution other than to this institution to come for wisdom, come for suggestions, come for whatever form of comments, so that can help us shape the thinking and the running of the environment of this country. We have oftentimes talked of people's attitude, how people appreciate the environment. And it has gone down to say that the average Ghanaian's attitude towards the environment is a negative one. So, Madam President, if you may recall, EPA has undertaken environmental education and awareness creation so seriously. And this aspect of our assignment was given more impetus and boost by the President of the Republic immediately after COP26 from Glasgow, Scotland. He gave the marching orders to EPA to make sure that environmental education throughout to climate change issues are brought to the doorsteps of the people. We've engaged so many stakeholders on this front. The media has not been left out. They have been very cooperative and partnered us on this. The Ghana Education Service had come on board. And to the extent that environmental education has been inculcated in the curricula of second cycle schools, indeed, at the basic level also. Textbooks has been printed and we are sharing. Today it is the turn of Nananom to come around under your feet to have this discussion and interaction. It is one of a working nation, not business as usual. Whatever comes out of this interaction will be taken into serious consideration.
Director of EPA, fellow colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the protocols already established. I deem it a great honor to make a statement at this very important roundtable dialogue. We are here today, Nana, to discuss and define a roadmap to address the bothering issue of illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey. I would like to thank Nananom, elders, and all invited institutions present for taking time off your busy schedule to be part of this important national deliberation. Today's meeting will go down as probably the first, if not the first, official engagement between all stakeholders in charge of protecting the environment and you, Nananom, the chief custodians of our land. I am personally happy about today's engagement, as it will provide a platform to identify practical solutions to the Galamsey challenges we are confronted with as a nation. It is my sincere hope that the agency will ensure the continuity of this dialogue with Nananom and expand the scope to all identified mining areas in the country. The EPA is mandated, as provided for under Act 490 and the LI 1652, to regulate, coordinate, and collaborate with other institutions and stakeholders to ensure the improvement of the quality of the environment. These stakeholders with various responsibilities include the Traditional Council, the Mineral Commission, the Forestry Commission, and the Water Resources Commission. Nananom, I would like to reiterate the important role you play in the protection, preservation, and management of the environment. This important role, Nananom, can also be used to protect our natural resources from the devastating effect of Galamsey. As we are all aware, illegal mining has continued despite the government's effort to curb it. Unfortunately, the dwindling opportunities for formal employment and the lucrativeness of artisanal small-scale gold mining have resulted in an upsurge in illegal mining. The recorded upsurge in illegal mining is also attributed to the bureaucratic bottlenecks and prohibitive licensing costs, which compel between 60 and 80% of miners to operate illegally. To minimize their production costs, these illegal miners employed very harmful technologies, thereby negatively impacting the environment. Although the Environmental Protection Agency has come up with some mitigation measures, such as enforcing laws that mandate all small-scale mining companies to post reclamation bonds for reclaiming mined lands. Illegal mining, Nananom, activities remain a major threat to the environment. Nananom, it is my firm belief that bringing all stakeholders on board and enhancing inclusivity will bring the nation a step closer to making the environment safe again. As we engage in this dialogue by sharing our knowledge, our experience, and resources, I am very certain that the objective of today's engagement will be achieved. I therefore humbly encourage us all to contribute to the discussion and pray for a successful meeting. Thank you very much.